Hello everybody, welcome back to Bag Only. This is of course my inventory only Ultimate Iron Man here on Oldschool Runescape with a couple of extra limiting restrictions. We're basically not using any kind of storage, so anything from death piling to stash units to costume rooms, or the looting bag, any of that stuff. In the last episode, if you tuned in, you'll know that we went to Zulrah finally. We smashed out a whole month of Zulrah pretty much, 27 days and 512 kills. In that time, of course, we picked up the blowpipe, but we weren't blessed with the Serp or the Magic Fang, which are two items that we definitely want. So we will be heading back to Zulrah today. But what we need to do first, I think, is make a few more upgrades, make it a little bit more efficient, because I don't just want another month-long Zulrah grind in this video. First thing we primarily want is some better ammunition now that we do have this blowpipe. We've been using adamant darts because Zulrah drops addy bars, basically. But we do have the mining level to mine amethyst on this account, and we're only missing, I think, 10 levels in a combination of crafting and fletching in order to make amethyst darts, which are 2 tiers better, and they're actually the second best darts in the game. We're currently 86 crafting. We need to be 89 to be able to chisel amethyst that we can already mine into amethyst dart tips with no boost. And it's very important to be able to do these things with no boost because amethyst is so slow to mine. So to make even a small amount of dart tips, you'd need to boost many times repeatedly. So I figure the time invested now to get this skill up to 89 to be able to craft them with no boost is certainly going to be worth it in the long run. So what we're going to start off with is attempting some super glass making at charter ships, the classic Iron Man crafting method. So I think what you want ideally is like 23, 24 invent spaces for super glass, because you want to buy 10 buckets of sand, 10 seaweed, 3 different kinds of runes as well, and a glass blowing pipe in your inventory. But we're not going to have that with the gear we currently have on us. We'll be able to buy 5 of each at a time. I think we were getting just shy of 70k an hour back when we had the invent to do 10 at a time, but even if it's something like 50k an hour, then it should only take us about 24 hours of gameplay at the charter ships to get these 3 crafting levels, which is definitely worth it. And then with that done, we'll have the mining and crafting done, and we'll go take a look at the fletching. We're going to need 7 levels for that, which is going to be a lot longer and a lot more expensive. So a little over 6 hours here blowing lantern lenses. We get ourselves 87 crafting, the first level up coming in. This one's actually really, really big. We unlock both the amethyst javelin heads that I've spoken about before, the best alchable you can make out of amethyst. It turns mining amethyst into a really, really good money maker. And then we also unlock the light orbs, which you can blow from glass. Hopefully blowing these will mean we get more than 47k an hour for these next 2 levels. Hello gamers, I've been AFKing a little bit of amethyst for money while editing the previous episode here, so let's see if we get anything from this easy clue that I found from a geode. Double red uniques here for the collection log. Obviously it's only cosmetic stuff, and we don't have the costume room to keep this in, but look at that. A nice red elegant top and a sweet beret. That actually looks really good with our cloak and book. We're now at 334 things collected, so really good. Right guys, there it is. 89 crafting, grind complete. Also profited a ton of money because I've also been mining amethyst in my downtime and crafting that into javelin heads for money, so we got some XP there as well. That's now Zenites with no boost, Zenite rings with no boost, amethyst dart tips with no boost. Hopefully we can work something out with this fletching now and get these amethyst darts. Hello everybody, I'm here on a patrol. Just going to go grab a D-Sim real quick. I've got a bit of a plan. As you can see in the invent here, I bought up a bunch of broad arrows last night, I bought a bunch of feathers, and I couldn't buy a bunch of arrow shafts, so I had to spend the night and the morning here chopping trees in the woodcutting guild and making these ourselves. Sadly, if you weren't in the know, if you're not an Iron Man or you've never done this, there's one shop in the game that sells arrow shafts, and that's in the ranging guild, and it stocks 1,000. There's no packs you can buy, and they were all bought out last night when I actually wanted to buy these, so I had to spend a few hours chopping wood and fletching arrow shafts, which was a big waste of time. So what I need now is somewhere we can go to actually make these arrows, and I figure the best place is probably going to be the pest control minigame. So what you can do in pest control basically is just do enough work to get your contribution bar to be full, so you actually get the KC for the game, and then what you can do is just fletch inside, and the games take the exact same amount of time as if you were actually participating. So I think what we'll do is while we're getting these broad arrows together, which should push us to 85 fletching, obviously we need 90, but I'm just testing this out by just buying up to 85. I'm going to go make them inside here and hopefully also efficiently earn pest control points at the same time. Alternatives would be blood rune crafting, but of course look at the invent. How many blood runes are we going to even be able to make in a run? Probably like 6. Or things like agility, but since this is unlike darts, you can't just spam click like this to make arrows. You have to actually wait for the action. Then doing it during agility courses, there's not really enough downtime to properly make arrows. Just going to do some pest control games. They're very short, about 7 points per game, and then every time we get like 100 points, we'll be able to get a nice chunk of prayer experience, which I'll just save till the end, and we'll see what kind of prayer level we're going to get to. So pest control did turn out quite good for doing fletching. There's a couple of annoyances in this minigame. Of course, there's loads of enemies that randomly aggress you from very, very far away, and also anytime one of the portals in this minigame drops its shield, it interrupts your fletching action, so you have to restart making arrows. But again, we're earning points and prayer XP while fletching, so really, really good stuff. So what I decided to do next was go test a couple of other places to see if they'd be any better for making broad arrows. The first place I decided to go test was Herbivore, and you'll see how that went in this next clip. You won't believe it. Oh my god, guys. Oh my god. I went to take a break from pest control just to see what it would be like doing broad arrows while walking around Fossil Island, doing a few herbivores. This is my second one. This is Herbivore 128. This guy is a 1 in 6,500. Oh my god, we finally got some luck. I've never had Herbie before. I got 99 Hunter here on my main and I didn't get Herbie. I can't believe that, dude. Dude, that is so cool. Yeah, I was just coming here to do some broad arrows. I just felt like a break from pest control. We're nearly through this level now. But yeah, I just came here and did 2 herbivores and I picked this guy up. But there's 85 fletching, a bit of a milestone because we unlock magic longbows, meaning if we go AFK at magic trees and we bring a knife and we get lazy fletching XP that way, we can now get a little bit more experience per log instead of short bows, which is good, and also the web weaver bow that we'll never get. I did also neglect to mention in the previous fletching clip earlier today, the 84 fletching is actually the level for dragon bolts of all varieties, but of course we can only fire dragon bolts from a dragon crossbow or better. So yeah, 5 more levels to find in terms of fletching. We certainly can't afford 5 more levels with our money. We could maybe afford 3 or something with how much cash we have now. I'm not really sure. But one thing we did get, of course, was this Herbie pet. Absolutely amazing pet. Insane to get that at 1 in 128. But now the player own house, nature house thing is actually looking good. 5 pets. Right guys, and another random one here, just because we did so much pest control earlier. If I attack 1 or 2 of these monks, we'll get ourselves 92 attack on the account.
Say the line, Bart!
So that's halfway to 99 attack now.
Yeah!
Kind of lagging behind with 91 defense. Our mage is 96 and our prayer is all the way down at 80. Right guys, here we go. Take a look at that inventory. 185,000 arrow shafts and 185,000 feathers. Ready to be combined 15 at a time on a very set, slow timescale. I've no idea how long these will take to put together. Honestly, probably a couple of days. And then we'll run out of money. We'll need to find a way to make 5 mil to buy the rest of the broad arrowheads to finish our fletching. But it's going to be a long time, I guess, till we fight the next snake, so let's get into it. Okay guys, here we are at pest control. We've been really slacking these last few days making these arrows. As you can see, I've only made 117k. Still got nearly 70,000 to make, and I've been here 3 or 4 days now. But because we've been here so long, we're now capped out on Void Knight points, which I've never seen before on an account. If you didn't know, you can spend points on combat XP, and prayer XP here is really good for UIMs. So what we're going to do is have to turn in some of these points, and if you turn them in for 100 at a time, it's kind of like the Brimhaven Agility Arena tickets in that you get 10% more if you do 100 at once, and we've got 4k, so I figure I'll probably spend maybe 1 or 2,000 here, because we're certainly going to be earning a lot more points here before we're finished with our fletching. As you can see, every time we spend 100, we're getting nearly 20k in our prayer, which is insane. Of course, we already had 800 points when we started here. I've not just earned 4k, so we'll sell down to about halfway, and then now we're 82 prayer coming in. Then we get 198 prayer XP base, and then an additional 10% on top of that. This is just a really, really good place to come and do our fletching. Even though we're not making very much fletching progress, we're making insane progress on our prayer skill. There's 2 levels just coming out of that clip. Hey gamers, it's your favourite pest controller, we're back. And as you can see, once again, we're capped out on pest control points. And we still have 40,000 of these headless arrows to make. And then, once all these are made, we'll have all this time again to actually attach the arrowheads. But of course, we'll get way more XP an hour for doing that. We just need some more GP. But let's just spam click this. We'll go all the way down to 0, because chances are we'll get over 4,000 again, considering we've done it twice now and we're not even halfway through our arrows. So let's close this interface and see what prayer level we're on. Wow, that's it. 85 prayer. We just went from 82 to 85 from claiming these points. That was 850,000 XP. and that's 120 combat on the account finally, which is also really good because obviously when you're in here, every game of pest control you complete, you earn 10 times your combat level in coins, so now we'll be getting 1200 coins, I guess, instead of 1190 coins. But yeah, for the Desert Diary now, there's, as you can see, we're going for 90 fletching now anyway, so we'll get some dragon darts from an impling, we'll stew up, we'll do this task. We can go do this prayer point task at any point now because we have the 85 unboosted prayer for this one, and with those two done, we'll have to go do some Cal Fight Queen at some stage, but we're getting so close to one of the most powerful elite diaries in the game, which is insane. So yeah, I think I've been at pest control now probably 4 or 5 days doing this, but we are also earning cash. I was about 6 mil when I started this, so we've almost earned 600k coins doing this as well. So really, this is just so many things at once we're training here. Super efficient, really, really good method. Hello everybody, welcome back. It's the Cave Lore Juice time. Yes, we're calling it that now. But there it is, 14.5k. That's the most I've ever got from a Tears of Guthix, and I've not done the new quest, so I don't have any more ticks in here. So of course we want Tears of Guthix to always go into Herb Lore ideally, because we do need to get to 85, I think, so we can +5 boost and make a super combat for Varrock Elite, and then of course we'd like to just be 90 plus Herb Lore anyway. But here are the stats and skills on the account. Of course, as Herb Lore catches up to Hunter's super easy to train. We'll just go do like 5 or 10 Herbivore, push it up loads, and then we'll have another week or two of Tears of Guthix protection for our Herb Lore skill. But yeah, we're now 2063 total here on the inventory-only UIM. We've done every quest except for the new one, which came out after our quest cape. I would like to be able to get up to Bruise, though, before we do Desert Treasure. It'll just help a lot, because we do have so little space for food, and that's only one Herb Lore level away, so maybe we'll go for that quest after 81, but I would like to also be done with Zulra as well first. Here we are coming in with another fletching level for you. Look at all these arrows I made yesterday in an entire day. 35,000. If you stood still and actually tried to make arrows for an hour, I feel like you make about 45k. So in the entire of yesterday doing pest control, I probably made about 40 minutes worth of arrows. But there you go, there's 87 fletching. Nonetheless, that's magic shields, which is in turn, I think, a red D'hide shield with crafting. It's probably going to be like another 2 days at this rate to make all these broads that I currently have, but we will certainly pass 88, and then we'll just need a little bit more GP for the rest of the arrowheads. As you can see, though, we've made a ton of money from doing pest control, because my cash was empty when I bought up these arrowheads. Let's do our usual exchange, though, of points. We've also earned 2k points, and have a look and see what level we are on. 87 prayer on the UIM. That's insane. I started with 80 when we started this fletching grind here. We've got ourselves 7 levels, and from this claim today, that was 499k XP. And here we are, everybody, over at Pest Control. Let's just really quickly cash in these last few points we have. So this has been 12 days of fletching, but there we go. Got ourselves 89 prayer on the account, and we're only 400k away from 90, which will be a nice clean round level. And there it is, 90 fletching, so we got ourselves 7 full fletching levels over the past 12 days here. I can't really overstate the size of this level here. This is of course the level now for Amethyst darts, which we can now mine and craft and fletch all 3 stages with no boost, which is going to be massive. Hopefully we get a couple more max hits from that, and it makes high tier PVM just that much easier. We also get ourselves dragon arrows, which are really good if we ever get like a twisted bow or a Venator bow or something. And also the other big thing, like I've been saying since the start, is we can now +5 stew boost and make a single dragon dart in the desert for a desert elite task that we also need. We've also unlocked amethyst javelin heads along the way there, and it is also now Tears of Guthix Day, so I'll go smash that out. There's 13.5 Herb Lore. That was about 15 days all in of crafting and fletching to unlock those amethyst darts. The prayer training at Pest Control for free, relatively AFK, works out to be over 40k an hour in prayer, which is insane. That's faster than a lot of other skills. So it would definitely be feasible to go for 99 prayer one day. Like I say, not going to go for it now because, of course, it's completely pointless without having those hard diaries done for that 1/7 extra XP an hour from having 1 more point per game. But yeah. Okay guys, welcome to the crib. As you can see, the house has extended slightly. We just added a combat room here to the bottom of the house, because now we have a dummy. So if we set this thing up, we can actually test the max hit of the old adamant darts versus the brand new amethyst darts that we've just spent ages making. If we range pot up and turn on our prayers, by the way, we can now reorder prayers on this account, and since we don't have the Chambers of Xeric prayers, it was kind of annoying, like using the lower tier ones, so I've just moved them down here to where Rigor and Augury would be. Anyway, let's just do and attack. So the max hit with a range pot on, with our prayer on, with the adamant darts was a 21, as you can see. I'm actually very excited to test this because I've not calced this at all. I'm hoping it's a couple more, otherwise this probably wasn't worth the effort. But there you go, a 24 versus a 21. That's crazy. Of course, that's only max hit, but hopefully, you know, if the blowpipe does decide to hit, because, you know, it's very accuracy dependent on Zulrah, maybe we can shred through some blue phases and maybe even hit the speedrun time now with that upgrade. But of course, that is 2 tiers above. Of course, we're skipping over the rune darts, and we've gone straight to the amethyst darts. 11 range strength levels increase. That's crazy. I did not expect 3 max hits off that. That's wild. Hello everybody, so here we are, been doing Amethyst for a bit today. As you can see in the invent, over 2,000 of these Amethyst dart tips now made, so we'll go make those up. And we've managed to cash out on 3 gem bags as well from the unidentified minerals, so that's really good. And I've also got 1 easy clue casket here to share with you, so there we go. So as you can see there at the top left, in just over 5 hours, around 47 Amethyst per hour, which means in an hour we can get anywhere from 350 to 400 darts, which really isn't a lot, but it's incredibly powerful ammunition and it's free and we can make it ourselves. I'm going to go do a couple of easies. We did of course do a whole bunch of easies back in the day to complete our red god book, and we got all the pages for all the other god books except for 1 page for each of them. So as you can see, we're missing Sarah 3, Guthix 1, and what we really want is this ancient book completing. It'll just be a free +2 in our magic bonus, so there's really no reason to not go for it now because we will be doing so much mage. And of course every book we unlock becomes a reclaimable item at Purdue or the lighthouse that we'll be able to go back and get forevermore on the account. We'll just go do hand members, we'll do easy clues in the classic way, but just due to how many things that we have on us, I'm not going to be opening them on Intrana like we did back in the day. We have way too much gear now to be dropping on the ground. Hello everybody, it's about an hour and a half later and we got 15 easy caskets here in the inventory. We won't be opening these on Intrana like I say because it's just too much work with Barrow's gear to drop your stuff. And in terms of easy uniques, we've only had 9 because like I say, a lot of these were opened on Intrana where you're ineligible for all these trimmed and gold items. So let's see if we get anything interesting here. Starting out with a Highwayman mask. Very, very fancy. But obviously we're not going to be keeping anything that's cosmetic, nor can we use the costume room. So pretty much all this stuff, unless it has a big value, I'll drop trade it over, will just be dropped on the floor. So clue number 2, simple magic amulet. Oh my god, there it is! Dude, that is so cool. That's ancient page 1, that's the whole reason we're doing clues today, and we got that on clue number 3. So let's just go complete this one real quick, just for inventory space sake, and then if we talk to him and reclaim the Zami book, we can now see the difference. So for Zulrah before, we were using this book here, like I said, it's got 8 in all offensive styles, but we're only using it for mage. But if instead we equip the Book of Darkness here, it has the same prayer of 5, but it has an additional 2 magic accuracy, giving us 10 instead of 8. And of course we can reclaim both these for free here at Josic, otherwise we can get them from Purdue. So that is amazing to pull that. Honestly, I don't really care what's in these other 12, but let's continue. We get ourselves a bow of some kind. We get ourselves a trimmed wizard hat, which actually does look genuinely very cool. And we also pull a peaceful blessing, which we have had before. Just some chaps and some coins, some runes, a bow. There's another blessing. That's a Zami blessing. A black dagger coming in, full set of black armor, a black sword, and additionally some Morton scrolls. And then 4 more caskets. Another black dagger coming in. A black axe. We get some pest control tellies, which I believe are worth next to nothing. 8 of them are worth 2k, so we won't be keeping those. Those can stay on the floor. And then with the final casket here today, we get a black pickaxe, which is our 5th black pickaxe on the account. So in terms of good uniques there, we got ourselves 3 that will actually sell for something on the main. And of course, we actually picked up the ancient book, aka the Book of Darkness, that we came here for. But like I say, I would like to, when we next get some downtime to do easy clues, try and pull this Armadillo page 3, because I do think the Armadillo book will have some use for God Wars protection. It is quite hard to get Armadillo protection anywhere. And here we are, guys, finally ready to go attempt some more Zulrah on the account. It's pretty much the same as before, except we've now got the Amethyst darts instead of the Addy for 3 more max hit with the blowpipe. And then our mage setup is the same, except instead of the Zami book, we now have the Ancient book for that extra 2 mage bonus, which is really nice. We'll see if the extra DPS from particularly the darts makes any difference in our kill times or not. But yeah, I don't know if I want to get set up completely into just solid Zol rating. There's a couple of other things we could do on the account, and we can also now try and stew up and potentially go for that Desert Elite Diary. If we do get ourselves a +5 fletching stew, and also go kill some Calphite Queen, that would actually be insane because we can unlock the necklace that gives us unlimited teleports to Narda. Anyway, here is Zulrah 523, and to start off back at the Big Snake, we get some Death Runes, some Scales, and some Snake Skin. But as you can see, the PB is 122, so let's see if we can hit that 120 and get the speed run done. Another kill coming in tonight. Will we see any uniques today? No, but 3 papaya tree seeds and a dragon halberd. That's amazing. So we've actually got next to no money. Actually completely ran out of cash just buying the astrals and cosmics to do Zulrah. But that dragon halberd is of course a nice 150k alk. And then of course we can go plant 3 fruit trees as well and get some nice farming XP tomorrow. So a great kill, even though there's no uniques. Ooh, guys, will we die here? It looks like we will. Unless I can hop worlds in the next few seconds. I think we're gonna perish to venom right here. That's a shame. I just forgot to swap spellbook again, so didn't bring Cure Me, but as you can see, we die so close to our stuff. Dude, is an imbued heart 75 mil right now? Jesus. I really hope I never get hacked on this account, because that's gonna be the first thing they drop trade. Anyway, yeah, just a death at Zulrah. It does happen. Like I say, just because we need to be on standard to teleport around, prepare our food, prepare our inventory every single kill, and then we need to go back to Luna's before I go back to Zulrah. Every now and again, I simply forget. If we do ever pull that Serpentine Helm, of course, we'll be immune to Venom, and we won't need to be swapping onto the Luna Spellbook every kill. Right guys, here we are in the Amethyst Mine, our second home here on RuneScape. But here it is, a mining level, 93 mining coming in here on the UIM. I think it must be around 2,800 amethyst if we do the calculation. So yeah, quite a lot of hours here at the Amethyst Mine, but it's nice and AFK. Just in our downtime, pretty much you can assume we'll just be here. It's pretty much the most useful thing we can do AFK right now, other than, I guess, fishing up more sharks when this stack does expire. And there we go, that's 550 Zulrahs complete on the account. For a relatively nice drop there, Torstal Seed for some nice herb oil and farming XP, and a lovely stack of 35 mantas, pretty much exactly what we want to see outside of a unique drop. Right guys, take a look at this Zulrah kill coming in. No food used, and we're down like 7 HP. I wish every kill was like that, but that's a 141 for some Scales, Essence, and U logs. I guess we'll go fletch those. Don't really need the fletching levels, but there's no sense wasting noted XP. Okay everybody, there's 560 Zulrahs. We get ourselves some Scales, some Tar, and Teleport Scrolls. Not really anything useful. We're now up to 560, of course, ending last episode there with 512, so we've done another 48. Come on, Blowpipe, nuclear kill. Let's see if we get anything good for this one, guys. This is Zulrah number 562. That was a 105. My previous best before that was 122. I just shaved 17 seconds off my best kill. That was just nuts, honestly. So that's Zulrah Speed Trialist complete, which is really, really awesome. We've now done the very basic speedrun one. All we have left is the other 2 insanely hard speedruns. 1 minute, we've just done 105, which I don't think will ever be in this gear. We have to shave off 5+ seconds. And then the Grandmaster time, you need to do it in 54 seconds, which you just kind of can't do. But however, we are now, in the overview of our achievements, only 66 points away from this hard tier of Diary. So at the very worst, we have 22 achievements left if all of them are hard tier. Hello guys, how's it going? Been doing a lot of amethyst mining this week, very AFK, and I've got ourselves an elite clue here that I've managed to do 4 steps on, which I think means the next step or the one after will be the end of the elite clue. And as you can see here, all we need is a glory, a dragon battle axe, and a legends cape. So I just need to get myself a glory and we can potentially do this clue. But what I do have in the event from mining amethyst is a medium casket, so let's see if we get anything from that one first. I might have actually just finished the Armadillo book, I think I did. That's pretty much all of the functional books on the account now, but the Armadillo book's actually pretty good for using crossbows. I'll go sell this stuff, I'll go make up the Armadillo book over at the lighthouse, and that will now be reclaimable at Purdue anytime we want to do ranging with a one-handed weapon. And then we'll hop worlds and try and catch some crystal imps until we get a glory or a dragonstone amulet from their drop table, and try and complete this elite clue scroll here. So guys, I thought I'd just show this off. One of the most convenient ways for us to get impling jars on this account, other than going all the way to Poro and talking to the guy, is just simply using Hunter Kit for 2 astral runes, 2 earth runes, and if we make enough invent space, which is 7 at once, which is quite tight, we get 1 net and 1 impling jar, and then some other miscellaneous stuff that we don't need. I don't consider this to be storage, it's just a pack of items that you can open once, just the same as buying, you know, like a pack of noted vials or something, in my opinion. But of course, crystal imps are very popular. A lot of people hop worlds for these, because because they have good alchable drops and stuff. So let's crack open this first one together, see if we get lucky. 600 rune arrows, dude, that's insane. Anyway, yeah, I'm just going to hop worlds, look for crystal imps for a bit, see if we can hit a Dragonstone Amulet or a Glory, and then we can go do this clue, be disappointed, and then go back to Amethyst. Okay guys, that was pretty quick. Got ourselves 5 crystal imps here. Only took about 10-15 minutes of hopping worlds, something like that. So let's see what we get from these 5. 2 Dragonstones, that's perfect. If we want to, we can just go make the Glory with these. So if we don't get one from these other 4, then we're pretty much done. Okay guys, we made it. There was another step after the Legends Quest 1 with the Glory, but we managed it. And here is Elite number 6 on the account for just nothing. I mean, that's literally just a rune plate body we got for that, so probably wasn't worth the like half an hour it took to do the clue, but hey, it's another elite on the account, so there you go. Alright guys, another very painful, very long Zulrah there. We get ourselves a Spirit Seed and some Papaya Seeds, so some nice farming XP there for 565. Now the most fun time of this account, because we don't have any bank or we can't use the Seed Vault or anything like that, is anytime we have a seedling like this that's been watered, we have to wait 5 minutes for it to turn into a sapling. So anytime we do get seeds from like Zulrah or from Slayer or something for trees, then a lot of the time I am just stood here at patches, just literally waiting for the seedling to grow into a sapling so I can put it in the ground. It's just dead time. It took me a long time to farm all those seeds that I got from the last Zulrah kill and from all those seed packs, but we are done now. We've got a brand new Celastrus planted and paid for, we've got a brand new Calquat planted and paid for, 3 papayas, 2 lots of snape grass as well, quite a lot of farming XP growing away. So we are now very, very close to 90 farming, only 130k away, and even less away when we do check this Hespori here. So let's see if we get anything good. Any log pop-ups potentially? Oh, yeah, there it is, the bottomless compost bucket on the account. Yeah. This is a 1 in 35 from Hespori, and we've killed now 22 Hesporis. Pretty reasonable drop rate to get this on. You can receive the farming pet, of course, from Hespori kills, but I guess it's not actually on the log. So yeah, that's Hespori green logged. That's really cool. But the speed runs, like I say, 48 seconds and 36 seconds. We just took a minute and a half. But yeah, that's a bottomless bucket. We can't use this because it is, of course, a container. And also we can't use the tool leprechaun to even store this thing on anyway. So this will be a 300k drop trade over to the main. So that's a little bit of pocket money towards bonds. So with a little bit of farming done, I went back to Zulrah, of course, as ever. Didn't end up getting anything. I ended our little Zulrah session here with 587 KC at Zulrah. I was going to push through to 600 for a nice round number, but I was honestly just really bored and deflated with doing this boss. So I decided to take a break. I did a little bit of AFK Slayer, a little bit of proselyte tasks, and I actually got assigned a Calphite task, which is incredibly interesting, because I mentioned earlier in this very video that we were kind of close now to Desert Elite Diary. We've, of course, got the fletching level to stew boost up, and we now also have the prayer level for the other 2 achievements. The only other thing we'd need to do is kill Calphite Queen enough times to get either the Calphite Queen head or the guaranteed tattered Calphite Queen head on kill 256. So since we got given a Calphite task, I thought I'd go try it. We've got the Partisan, of course, from the quest, and then we've got Carol's, which is kind of decent gear to wear anyway. Of course, the Slayer Helm, Fire Cape, Fury, and then Barrow's Gloves and Suffering. So actually in the armor department, really, really good stuff. Of course, we don't have the gem from the Tombs of Mascot raid that increases the accuracy by like a third. That would be really, really good and would pretty much guarantee that we'd be able to just use melee for both Calphite Queen phases. But what I am going to do is go look up a certain guide that someone mentioned way back when on my YouTube channel. Someone left a comment when I was talking about Calphite Queen many episodes ago, might have even been last year at this point. They said go look at X Rakeen's Deserted series and see how he lures the Calphite Queen, because there's a method where you can stand under it and then step out and do a flinch method, and in theory kill it without taking very much damage at all. Right, we're Lord, I think. This is going to look like such a mess on the video, I do apologise. But I think this is how you do it. You just kind of walk under the Calphite Queen from the entrance all the way over here with these 2 boys following you, and they kind of push her so she can't go backwards, and eventually she heads over here. So I'm pretty sure all we do here, literally, is just attack KQ and go in. And our first hit was a crit, so we hit a 99, which is disgusting. You just wait for the health bar to disappear like you're doing the night training waves, and then just walk back in. I don't know what happens when this form dies, though, when it goes into phase 2, but I guess we'll see. Traditionally, Calphite Queen is a very, very difficult boss where you take a ton of damage because she has 100% accuracy, and also then phase 2 you also need a range switch, but it doesn't seem like we need any of that stuff with this OP new quest weapon and the fact we can just stand under the boss and click. Even though, as you can see, the Calphite Queen here in phase 2 is actually praying melee. It's not truly praying melee. That just means it has massive defense against melee. You can actually do damage. There we go, we landed a hit. So we can do this. The issue will be just how long this takes. The reason this safe spot works is because the KQ can't move up or to the right because of these guardians that followed her down. The only way she could possibly move is left or down, but of course we're in the bottom corner of the room, so that's not possible either. So as long as we just don't mess up our timings with stepping out and stepping back in, then we shouldn't take a hit. And there we go, guys. Only 12 minutes later, we get ourselves 2 prayer pots and some grapes for our efforts here at the Calphite Queen. But yeah, Calphite Queen entirely possible with next to no supplies. It's just how feasible is it going to be to do 256 of these at 10 minutes a pop? Oh, there we go, guys. 15 minutes later, and there's another kill on the Calphite Queen, so that's now 3 on the account. Now, what I'm thinking is we could probably afford to bring thralls, since we don't need that much in supplies at this boss. Also, going to grab a spec weapon, because we're going to take a look at some of the combat achievements as well at the KQ. Kill the Calphite Queen while her defense was last lowered by you. We can just grab like a bone dagger or something from under Lumbridge for like 2k, and we can just do 1 spec. It's guaranteed to hit as long as it's our first hit, and it'll lower her defense by like 2 or something rubbish. And then we just have a couple of kill count tasks, so we need to do 25 and 50. And then there is one to kill her with Vengeance, but that's going to have to be on a kill where we're not bringing thralls. So this is the law. Let's grab the boys. All you do is you just aggro these 2 boys. We run over here, aggro the KQ, and then we leg it, basically, all the way back to the door. Swap to protect range, because she's a lot more dangerous than the boys. And then we've kind of got the run energy for this, so I'll just kind of walk most of the way. Like I say, getting all the way here, we do run out of run rather quickly. She'll start to shimmy, and we just follow her underneath, where she's not able to attack us, and eventually she'll shimmy down to this corner down here. And then 1 more step, and then we'll be in this corner here, whenever she decides to move, and there we go. We're now set up, that's it. Hey, there we go, guys. Finally got the kill. I think that was a little bit quicker. There's some myth arrows and some dark crabs. Kind of strange, but yeah, that was a sub 10 minute according to the game. I don't know if that is in fact the case, but yeah. This time we're going to nail this spec first on the first hit. And there we go, that should reduce her defense by 12, meaning that if we do manage to successfully get this kill, which I think we should get a combat task for reducing her defense before getting a kill. But there we go, a nice 19 hit there to finish off the KQ, and we get ourselves Chitin Penetrator and 3 rune bars, which is just, I mean, what is that as a drop? 3 rune bars. Oh, there's another kill coming in. No idea how long that took, but there's 60 wines of Zami, which would be useful if we were currently doing Zola and we could put these in the bank and make all those range pots with the dwarf weed. But there we go, that's now 6 Calphite Queens. That one seemed to be 2 minutes longer than the last kill, which is kind of sad. Right, guys, that's 9 Calphite Queens down. I've re-geared. We got rid of our Book of the Dead and the associated runes for thralls. I'm going to go try and get a kill with Venge here for kill number 10. And if it doesn't work out, then we've got enough runes here for a couple of attempts. And here we are, guys. We've got to the end of Calphite Queen. I've venged it twice now. It's on like 10 more health. So hopefully if we step out with this Vengeance, this should be the last hit. I just got venged at 2 last time. But there we go. Insect deflection completed for our 10th Calphite Queen kill. We also get ourselves an elite clue scroll and a Saradomin brew, as well as some gold ore. Okay, guys, Hespori time. I'm gonna try and kill this Hespori without using any prayer, which means the fight's going to take ages, because obviously I'm not going to be using offensive prayers. I might get slapped around and have to leave, because we're not going to be using defensive prayers either, because there is a combat achievement to not let your prayers drop by even a single point here at Hespori, so that's what we'll be attempting to do. And there we go, Hespori dead. It's certainly not going to be a speed run, but that should be plant-based diet for killing Hespori without using any prayer. Fine, guys, we're back at the Warriors Guild. We're going to get a defender and probably some D-boots as well to go back to KQ, because I feel like we're actually going to grind this diary out now, at least do 50 kills. I've just done 11 and it's took us a fair while, so we might as well make this as efficient as possible. And actually, it's surprisingly quick to get our Warriors Guild tokens now, because we've got the medium combat tasks. We get 90 tokens per adamant armor that we kill, and you can actually buy full addy from the armor shop in Prith, where we were buying our plate bodies to do Giant's Foundry a while ago. Hey, there we go, that wasn't bad. Yeah, that took me 33 Cyclopses for a Dragon Defender. We got that back. That's Dragon Defender number 6 on the account. 15 more crush accuracy and 6 more strength for having this over the God Book. Hey guys, there we go, there's some D-boots on the ground. Only 220 kills to get this pair. Seems like I'm always going dry on D-boots. I've received 5 in over 1,000 kills, and they're 1 in 128, which is kind of weird. But there you go, 4 strength. Should be nice for KQ. Oh, guys, there we go. That was like a 6-minute kill after setting up the lore here. So that's really good. And for our efforts, we get ourselves some uncut diamonds, which are always nice for crafting XP, and another brew. So now we have 2 brews on the account. I went and got the bone dagger back for that kill, and we managed to get 2 specs off, reducing its defense by like 22. The quickest kill yet, 6 minutes 09. Jeez, guys, that might have been the slowest kill so far. 18 minutes 2 seconds at the Calcite Queen. Actually ran out of potions, we were there so long. I managed like 5 bone dagger specs on the boss in that time. Yeah, that was a really long one there, but there we go, there's 16 KQ complete. And here we are, guys, coming in here. It's going to be a juicy level, honestly, for the account. There's 90 farming coming in, another 90. So, of course, once we do get to 94, we can stew boost up potentially and plant more spirit trees. But there you go, there's 90. So that's the final tree unlocked, redwood trees with no boost. So if we do ever get a redwood seed again, we've already planted the one you need to do for the Corrend Elite Diary, but it will be nice farming XP. We can replace that. Really no point taking this level any further. It's just going to be purely heading towards Maxscape after this. And here it is, guys. Predictably, another week has passed. And here's some herblore juice, cavey gravy, whatever we're calling it this week. We're now 82k away from 81, of course heading towards 82, like I always say every single week, so we can do a bunch of things, including Karamja Diary and the healing pool in our house. Okay guys, there is 25 KQ completed. There's the combat task for getting 25 kills. That was a really quick one actually, 456. But we only have 48 points left to hit that hard tier, so once we're done at KQ and 25 more kills, then we'll be 44 points away from hard. Oh guys, that was a long one, nearly died. Didn't bring anti-poison this kill, as you may have seen, and I had to use 2 blowpipe specs during the kill just to stay alive from the poison damage, but it did work out. 10 minutes 31, we got some toad flax and super anti-poisons for kill 38. Hello guys, something of a farm run going on here. I've got myself some toadstools. I've picked a whole bunch of toadstools from the ground because I had to plant some more seeds just from that Calcite Queen there. And what I'm doing is gathering up all the Janga berries needed to make all these into Zamarok brews. The reason I'm actually doing all this obviously is for the fantastic XP, but they actually might end up being useful at Calcite Queen. For those of you not in the know, the Zami brew gives you a huge attack boost. It's more than a super attack. I think it's plus 20 at our level. And it also gives you a nice strength boost as well. It's like a plus 13 or something on top of that. And it also gives us, I think, 9 prayer back per sip as well. The only downside is it does drain your health and your defense, but once we have our safe spot set up, both our defense and health won't actually matter at all. So yeah, maybe Zami brews are going to actually be useful at Calcite Queen. I'll be very interested to go try and bring some with us. But in the meantime, at least we'll be getting 41 potions worth of experience. This is just the method. Once our bushes are bare, we just come here, note them up, go back over to the ogres till they grab more. Very simple. Ooh, guys, that's got to be a quick one there. I did get a crit, I think, but it was a really small one. A 355 for a Calcite Queen. That's insane. If you consider our longest kill at Calcite Queen so far was like 18 minutes, that is just crazy. 6 more for that achievement, though. Oh my gosh, guys, I think that's kill 46, and that's 11.5 minutes. Super long kill there. It's all just RNG, because of course we're trying to hit something with massive melee defense with a melee weapon. Right guys, there we go, 49 out of 50 for the achievement, and we got ourselves some super anti-poison and some potato cactus. Probably one of the worst drops you can get here, but the anti-poison does help at least. And there it is, guys, the 50th Calcite Queen. Oh no, wait, we got the head. Dude, that's perfect. No way. Collection log, KQ head, okay. I was going to say I don't know if we'll carry on doing this, but that's everything we wanted in one go. That's all the achievements we can feasibly do. And now you can see we've done all the achievements except the one where you have to kill the guy with the Verax flail, which we don't have, which we'll look into the weird janky thrall-only method some way down the line, but not today. And then with that we also got the head, which we can put in our house. And then that's one of the things we need for these last 3 desert tasks, arguably the hardest desert task. And then we need to find ourselves a stew boost for these 5 fletching levels and some dart tips, probably from an impling. And then we just need to go to Sophanum and recharge our prayer, and we'll have Desert Elite done. So I'm so glad we pulled that head on the 50th kill. That means we pretty much don't have to go back to KQ unless we just want collection log stuff in future, or that one achievement I just mentioned. So super excited. What a great drop. Okay guys, here we are at the taxidermist here in Canifis with our KQ head. We're going to pay 50k and have this thing stuffed so we can mount it in our house. Already got the construction level with no boost. And there we go, elite task in the desert. Now just 2 very simple ones left to do, but we're probably going to have to start raising a cat so we can do a stew for this fletching task. So that was Calcite Queen, kind of rocketed through it, guys, but it's not super interesting. It's just, like I say, a series of flinches for anywhere from 4 to 18 minutes with the Partisan. Here's the loot on screen. As you can see, some interesting stuff from 50 kills, but really kind of an underwhelming boss. It's only really good if you want those noted herblore secondaries like those Potato Cactus or those Wines of Zami. Next step for the account, of course, though, is going for these other 2 Desert Elite tasks, and the first and most important one is to get some Dragon Dart tips so we can stew up and make those in the desert, and they actually do drop from Crystal Imps, so I tried hopping around for 2 hours using both my UIM and my main to scout Crystal Imps for myself, and I only ended up with 8 Crystal Imps. Didn't manage to pull any dart tips from that. I felt like that was such a slow rate of catching them the night I did this that I decided to give up, and I instead went back to Slayer, hoping to see a Gargoyle task, because the Gargoyle boss can drop the Dragon Dart tips at a 2 in 34 chance, so around 1 in 17. Hey everybody, there we go. I'm just doing a little bit of AFK Slayer here while I raise this cat for the Desert Elite Diary task we need to do, and that's 93 attack and 121 combat on the account. I think we also got 92 attack this episode potentially over in Pest Control at the very beginning, so yeah, nice little bit of melee progress there. Right gamers, Grotesque Gargs, this is the gear. No melee top and bottom switch because obviously we don't have one. I'm just going to be wearing the Carols the whole time, and then we just got a Blowpipe, Range Cape switch into D-Sim and Fire Cape. That's all we're going to be doing. Probably a terrible idea because I do have the cat behind me because I don't have space in my inventory for him. Hopefully we don't die and lose this cat that we spent like 4 hours growing because they do take ages. I have pre-potted up with range, but we are going to be using brews and restores, so chances are we're probably going to brew down and lose our range pot buff anyway, but you know, let's see what happens because this isn't a difficult boss. It's actually quite a low level boss, of course, 75 Slayer. We'll just see if we can get some Dragon Dart tips from these guys, but for now let's just see if we can get any reasonable kills here at the Grotesque Guardians, because there are a number of combat achievements here as well that we do want, and of course we're only around 40 points away from the hard combat diary at this stage on the account. Since we've never been to this boss before, there might be like 3, 4, 5 achievements we can very easily get. I'm sure there'll be kill count ones as well, so it'll be super easy even if we don't actually nail any of the mechanical tasks if we just get the kill count ones done. We also don't have melee pots, so it's really not the best invent, and of course in an ideal world we'd bring like a whip or a better weapon as well. So this should be the last phase here. We just need a couple more big hits, and then we can finish off the boss, get a 3-minute 47 kill coming in, and let's see what we get for the loot. Onyx Bolt Tips, a Rune Pick, and you always get Granite Dust. And then in terms of combat achievements, we got 3. We got Prison Break, Granite Footwork, and Heal No More. That's a total of 9 points there for 1 single kill. We've got a 25 kill count one, and then we've got Veteran, which is 50 kills. So at very least we can get 25 and 50 on this task, then do a speed run, 2-minute kill. Well, we just got a 347, so that's probably unlikely in our current gear. And then 10 times without leaving is also probably unlikely because we used 2 brews there for a single kill. But I'm sure we can at very least get the 25 kills, the 50 kills, and then hopefully along the way we just get those Dragon Dart tips for the Desert Elite Diary. And there we go, guys, a much better kill, a 322. And we get ourselves Static Awareness and Done Before Dusk. I really don't know what achievements we were actually doing here, but there you go, we just did 2 more. The Granite Dust, of course, we're not taking because I don't have a bank. All that does is you can add it to cannonballs to make them do more damage, but of course we don't have a cannon on us. You can leave them on the floor as well. I think it's one of these rooms where things last forever unless you die. Right guys, that was a super fast killer. 2-minute 37 there, the Grotesque Guardians. We got ourselves Don't Look at the Eclipse, which is where we have to run away from the melee guy when he glows orange, make sure that attack doesn't hit us. And for that one we get some Death Runes and 2 full prayer pots, which is good. Maybe we could go for another kill with that. So guys, this boss is actually quite doable for us, even in this gear with this quite limited inventory, because it is a med-level boss, like I say, 75 Slayer, as opposed to like 93, 95 for Thermi and Hydra, so we can actually get away with just using a D-Sim. You could probably very easily do this with a Rune Crossbow or MSB as well. And there we go, I'm pretty sure we avoided every avoidable kind of damage this kill, so let's see what achievements we pick up. There we go, perfect Grotesque Guardians on KC number 7, a 2-minute 16 kill as well, because it was super quick. And there we go, guys, a 2-minute 55 for kill number 10 of the Grotesque Guardians. But that's our Dragon Dart tips that we need 95 fletching for. We'll take our loot. We're done at this boss for now. We got all the achievements we kind of came for. We'll come back on this task a bit later. Spent all of yesterday hopping for Crystal Imps and quite a bit this morning and doing stupid Slayer tasks and stuff. And there we go. We have our Dart tips. Now we just need to go get some stews, some spices, some feathers, head to the desert, and get this diary done. And here I am, guys, in the Bedouin camp with our Dragon Dart tips, some feathers, and an orange stew, nailing the +5 boost and making the darts. You may also notice there's a kitten behind me instead of a fully grown cat, and frankly, I just don't want to talk about it. Okay guys, here it is, the culmination of not just this episode, but quite a lot of different grinds over the months on this account. Here we are, Desert Elite, 38 of 39 tasks. We're just missing this one now. Refill our prayer in Sophanum, at least 85 points, and of course from doing all that pest control at the start of the episode, we now have 89 max prayer. So by using this altar here, we should get ourselves one last achievement, and that will be the entire Desert Achievement Diary done. And we'll claim ourselves the rewards here for the Desert Elite Diary. I'll just go through those with you because they're truly insane if you didn't know. As usual with Elite Diaries, we get ourselves a lamp worth 50,000 experience, which will of course go straight into our herb lore, leaving us at only about 13k away from 81. So we'll probably unlock Saradome and Bruise next week. And then we get this, one of the best items in the game, the Desert Amulet 4. If you wear this thing, it acts as an unlimited water skin, so if you're in and around the desert, maybe doing granite rocks or hunter or something, you take no desert heat damage, and that also of course works at Agility Pyramid. It has unlimited teleports to the Calphite Cave, so if we do get a task, we can teleport right here outside the Shanty Pass without paying for the fee. Speaking of the fee, we no longer need to buy any Shanty Passes on the account. We can come through here from Alcarid down to the desert, and also through from Temperos into the desert without using a Shanty Pass, which is always good for this account because it means one less item we have to have in the inventory when doing stuff. The biggest thing with this is we get unlimited teleports to Narda each day, and it actually puts us inside this building with the Eladinis statuette, which of course when you use fully heals you, gives you your prayer special attack, run energy back, and also overheals your health to 106. It'll be so insane, especially since we don't have that healing pool in the house quite yet. And of course we also get that shortcut from the entrance of the Calphite lair through to the Calphite Queen boss. So if we do want to do further Calphite Queen bosses, which we don't really need to, but maybe we will down the line, then we can simply go inside the hive and shimmy through the wall to get to the little hole where you fight the boss instead of running around the whole Serpentine Cave here. And like all diary rewards, this will be reclaimable from all the Purdue shops like the one in Lumbridge for a mere 200 coins each time. So anytime we have one spare inventory space for this teleport, we can just go to Lumbridge, pick this up, and then go take it to PVM. It also puts us really close to the herb lore shop, which I use every time I get herbs on this account. Because of course we don't have a bank, the only way we can get unfinished potions in noted form is to bring the herbs and noted vials of water from the Legends Guild shop to this NPC. And previously I've been teleporting every single time we get herbs to this fairy ring all the way up here, DLQ, running all the way down to Narda. So this is also going to save probably like a minute every time we need to process any herbs into potions. So Desert Elite is truly insane. So excited. It's probably going to be back to the Zolra in the next one, but we'll just go to the outro now for a summary and a recap and a talk about the plans for the next episode. So I'll see you guys in the outro. Bye. Right guys, and here we are, the outro, the recap corner for the real ones who watched the whole video. So of course in this one we started off doing 15 days of crafting and fletching. We unlocked all the amethyst items, empty light orbs as well from crafting from molten glass, so going forward we should get slightly more XP an hour doing that method if we ever do decide to go back and get 99 crafting from glass. We've also unlocked ourselves of course dragon bolts, dragon arrows, magic longbows and shields and amethyst darts from our fletching grind, and we also got from 80 to 89 prayer at pest control, passing the requirement level for blessed spirit shields at 85, and of course now we get an extra 2 prayer per potion sip, so that's also really good for making our supplies last longer as well. Throughout this video we also did a lot of farming, got ourselves to 90 farming, because of course we did a lot of Zolra and KQ, both bosses that drop a lot of seeds, so that's always nice. That's redwood trees. We did literally 2 herbivores this episode, and we were absolutely spooned on that Herbie pet at 128 KC. Again, a pet that's a 1 in 6,500, and I don't have this on my maxed main that got Hunter entirely at Herbivore. Super cool to see that guy walking around our house every time we teleport home. We got the Bottomless Bucket from Hespori as well, and we also got ourselves a couple of combat tasks over there, as well as at some other bosses. We did the Zolra Speed Trialist with that nuclear kill, shaving 17 seconds off our prior PB, and we of course went to Calphite Queen. We got the head after 50 kills, and we did 4 combat tasks there, and then we went to Grotesque Guardians at the end. We only did 10 kills, but we still managed to pick up 8 achievements in our grind there, if you can call it a grind, for some Dragon Dart tips. And then of course we did some clue scrolls in this video. We got ourselves the Ancient Book of Darkness finished and the Armadillo Book of Lore both finished for some more ranged and mage stats if that is our offhand. And then finally of course we did the Desert Elite Diary, because we got our prayer up over 85 from pest control. We got our fletching to 90 so we could +5 from pest control, and then of course we did all those Calphite Queens and got the head. But honestly, I took on too much for this one. I kind of regret it a little bit. Ideally, we would have got those Dragon Dart tips towards the end from one of those Implings, and I would have ended the video there instead of having to have all that grotesque Guardian stuff tacked on at the end as well. It was a little bit much with a few different bosses in this one, but I hope it still worked out okay. I just feel like a lot of the content was maybe a little bit rushed, but you know, it is what it is. There's your episode. For the next one, I guess we will be going back to Zulrah. I really want the Magic Fang so we can move on. But ideally we get Spoon the Serp and then we can just grind for however long the Magic Fang takes. But it is just annoying being almost 600 kills and not having those. And then there's more stuff coming up after that. Of course, we can unlock the Gauntlet once we've done with Zulrah completely. We can move on to Musper, upgrade our Saturated Heart. And then also in like 1 week we should have enough Tears of Guthix XP to hit 81 Herblore, unlocking Brews with no boosting and messing about. Meaning we can probably go make a stack of those up and go try Desert Treasure 2 potentially. And unlock 4 brand new bosses, some new rings, a bunch of other cool stuff. So thanks for joining me for this one, guys. If you would, drop a like. Don't like baiting, but you know, people do genuinely forget. I forget when I watch videos, so a reminder doesn't hurt. And if you're enjoying the series, there is a playlist as ever on the channel, and you can also subscribe to see the next one. So I'll see you guys in game or on the next video or in the comments down below. So take care of yourselves. I'll see you whenever the next video's out. Bye.